Hi everyone, welcome to today's AMA. We are doing this after a long time, and with this AMA, first of all, we want to answer all the questions that our community has asked us, and secondly, we wanted to inform them of all the exciting developments that are happening at our end. With me today, we have Nilesh, our co-founder, and Akshay, our chief product officer. Nilesh and Akshay, do you quickly want to say hi to the community before we start with our questions?
Oh, sure. A very warm welcome to this AMA. Thanks a lot. I know we are coming to you after a very long time, but we hope to make it a habit now and keep providing you content on regular basis because a lots of stuff is happening. So a warm welcome, and I hope this one answers a couple of your questions. Thank you.
Yeah, Shubhya, like, thank you for having us and looking forward for the conversation and answering all the community questions.
Great. Let's start this then. So I'll start this with you, Nilesh. The first question that came from the community was that if you can update us on the initial roadmap versus where we are right now. Secondly, everyone is excited to know when will the mainnet be released and what all decentralized apps or developments they can expect at the time of launch.
Sure, Mr. Priya. So this is the initial roadmap essentially is still the core guiding document for our release, which I think has been shared with the community, right? So there is no changes to the scope per se. The timeline is the tricky bit, right? And when I say the timeline is a tricky bit, the reason is that complex decentralized projects like Archethic uh, are difficult to predict in terms of the architectural design. And when I say this, the aim is that we are trying to innovate and re-engineer every layer of the blockchain, right? And when we start innovating and re-engineering, and the aim is that we need to create a stable and a lightning fast blockchain, we encounter challenges and new opportunities are thrown out of those challenges. So one of very interesting such opportunity was the data layer. So there were some issues that we were having with the data layer, and when we started looking at it, we realized that we needed our own bespoke, embedded, and native database layer. What I mean by that is that we were trying to use uh, a provider given databases till now, right? So there are multiple databases in the market which are not native to the blockchain, but they are great database solutions. Now, so we were using one such solution, but we realized that any such solution has its own limitations because it is designed to address multiple problems, and it is not designed for a certain set of problems, and hence it is what I can say is very good at doing many things, but it may not be extremely good at doing one particular thing. And in our case, that one particular thing is our blockchain design, where the database is sharded. The idea is that it has to be lightning fast. The clustering and all the database stuff we are handling in the code. So we did not want any limitations from the database side. Hence, this database was not the best one for us, so we went ahead and created our own native solution. So this is just one example of what we are trying to do to provide a very efficient solution. And in doing so, there are times when our technical design leads us into a path where we need to do some other stuff than what was earlier planned. So content wise, no changes to the initial roadmap, but technical design has changed a bit. There is some stuff that we have done, very interesting stuff on hybrid root of trust also. That all, again, all of this is meant to ensure that our blockchain is a faster and a better blockchain in every sense. And when we started this promise a few years back, we want to ensure that we are improving upon it. So that is where we are in the initial roadmap. What we are going to do still, to provide that transparency, what we are going to do is we use a tool called ZenHub, which sits on top of GitHub. It's a project management tool, and we'll put up the roadmap in ZenHub. And what happens is that as and when issues and epics get completed in GitHub, you will actually see a transparent view of the project update. So the short answer is that we are targeting our release soon, but ZenHub GitHub is the place where you will get to see how we are reaching that milestone. The last part of the question was around DApps, right? What are the DApps community can expect? I'm sure somewhere down the line, Akshay will also talk about it. But the main DApp that we wanted to introduce was the decentralized platform for website hosting. This is something we started building, and honestly, I'm very happy with the work that has happened. We have really taken it to a level whereby it can almost mimic any kind of website hosting that is available in the market, right? uh, uh, so the experience, from the experience perspective, there will be certain limitations, right? Because this is going to be almost extremely cheap way of deploying your website. So there would be some limitations in terms of how big website can you launch, but we are working on various solutions in that sense for that. So very happy with that. I'm pretty sure that when our mainnet is live, this would be the one app which would be available, and I think people would love it. There is work happening on NFTs, but uh, the proof is in the pudding. So for NFT, till the time there is a thriving marketplace, uh, frankly speaking, even if I said that we developed NFT, how would you interact with it is a question mark, right? So but what I'm trying to say is NFT is definitely going to be there. The marketplace part of it depends on partnerships, and we do have a couple of partnerships in the offing. Uh, so these are the two interesting kind of things happening in the apps.
Thanks, Nilesh. Because we are talking about timelines and roadmap. Another question that came was that Ethereum 2.0 was expected to be released in June, and it has been postponed by 2 months. So, has this got anything to do with Archethic's mainnet, or will it impact us in any way?
So this is a great question actually to follow up, because see, Ethereum delay very well corroborates what I just said in as an answer to previous question, right? Same thing happens. These are extremely complex distributed systems projects. uh, you can start with a roadmap. You can say, I'll do these 10 things, but while doing those things, multiple things can go wrong, right? And especially Ethereum is a mature project, and there are so many. Recently, I read that there is a question mark on layer twos, right? While Ethereum seems to be now chugging along, and hopefully we'll get ETH 2.0 very soon. People are talking what is going to be the effect on layer two protocols, right? Which feed off Ethereum, and you can't predict it till the time you test it thoroughly. So it tells you that these are very very complex projects. That's the fact, and there is honestly no correlation of the delay with our launch timelines. Uh, I mean, we do not, we are not a layer two, we are a layer one protocol, and there is not, we don't use EVM or any other such stuff. So if I have understood the question correctly, that delay and our delay has no correlation. So that's one thing. Our delay is what I mentioned earlier. It is due to the different new technical things that we are trying now. Whether delayed or not, right? Ethereum, the fact is that it has no bearing on other product launches, other especially layer one protocols like us. There is no correlation at all. But honestly, ETH 2.0, whether it's delayed or how delayed it is going to do a lot of good to the ecosystem overall. Even when you see today, people talk of crypto winter, and we are going through a dull phase of investments and everything. I can tell you my personal view is that ETH 2.0 is going to break that and start a bull cycle, because it is a fantastic endeavor, honestly. So overall, I think Ethereum 2.0 is great for the ecosystem. Nothing wrong with it, and we don't have any link or correlation with their delay.
Great. So I will now move on to you, Akshay, because we have spoken about the timelines and the roadmap. Coming to the product side of it, there was one question that came in which was very interesting. What are your thoughts on digital identity for a wallet?
Yeah. Both digital identity and wallet are two important or key aspects of Archethic public blockchain. So like let me take a step back and think the broader view. Today in the internet, if you look at the internet, if you want to access some service, so you have to create a username or a password, or a email ID has to be given and a password, and you're just confused with the amount of login IDs, like email, username, and password, and all that. And even in the decentralized space, there are multiple private public keys to access multiple wallets, and there's a whole realm of wallet management and all that. But here, what Jack Dorsey talks of is the key breaker for the next generation of blockchains, where with just one single private public key, the person is able to access all the services, like on the blockchain or on the internet. So like before I jump into how Archethic is tackling this digital identity, like I just wanted to talk to you about the wallet. So the wallet was kind of delivered to the public, or kind of shown to the public, or along with the testnet and mainnet launches. And so far, the wallet development was initiated by a community developer, and we were so intrigued by the development, so that we ended up hiring the community person itself, and right now he is fully involved with developing the wallet. So like within the next 2 to 3 months, like the wallet, once it is delivered to the community, we will wait for their feedbacks, and like their approval is definitely necessary uh, for the wallet to go live. Coming to the digital identity part of Archethic, where I talk to you about a single seed, or a single private key, uh, which can generate a whole set of family of keys, both the parent and child keys, and like access all the services. So I can take an example. Okay, in this case, with just one private key, I'm able to access my Google account or my Amazon account. So this allows even a non-technical person to access all his wallets. And so far, we have successfully implemented the keychain and the digital identity part in the blockchain, and we still wait for that to be reflected on the Archethic wallet itself. And like this might take some time, to be developed and delivered. Before I conclude this answer, I just wanted to point out that so whatever delivery made by the foundation or by the Archethic wallet, first the community will be shown, or the community will see the delivery, and like they will provide the feedback, and then only after then what will the app or the wallet be delivered for the public.
So I'll come to you now, Nilesh. Another very interesting aspect of the Archethic blockchain project is the biometrics device. So where are we when it comes to the solution for Paris Olympics 2024? And when can our community see a teaser or some development with respect to the biometrics?
Okay, so interesting question, and something we kind of realized over a period. Like when you hear Paris 2024 Olympics, you believe that most of the control would be with the country organization committee kind of. But honestly, and to be true, it's the right way. It's a mammoth endeavor. It's a global mammoth endeavor to do Olympics, and hence what we realized was that the decision making is very layered and nuanced. To give you very simply, if you wanted to do something with the ticketing and payments, the the layer to which it will go for approvals is very different, because it's a core global kind of concept, right? Everyone interacts with it. To keep it simple, what I'm trying to say here is that while we have been certified uh, by the CSF, which is the industry body, for security of major events. And when I say major event, it includes Paris, and one of the core culminations of the various POCs was going to be the Rugby World Cup, which was going to happen in 2023, 1 year before the Paris Olympics. Now, we have been certified to provide security and various solutions for such events, but first thing that put us back was COVID, right? So the kind of measures that were put in place for COVID prevented us from doing a number of POCs. And you guys are aware that we were going to be at Roland Garros, the French Open, in 2020, but I mean, it didn't happen, right? And French Open itself didn't happen, and next year it was without spectators, and now it has taken the normal route. So that was one of the things that kind of put us back, the whole COVID related issues. And the various solutions for various other vendors that could have been tested have not been tested thus far. So what I'm hearing now is that this whole testing of solutions from vendors that were shortlisted has just recently started, right? And even the starting test points are the solutions which are off the shelf, meaning which are already commercialized, right? So solution like ours, which are going to be kind of a innovation, and they are not like a off the shelf product, they are still not called for testing. So right now off the shelf solutions have been called for it. So the way I see it is that for us, we have now kind of prioritized the deployment of blockchain primarily, uh, as the core deliverable in this year. And the biometric solution, since you asked the question, there is progress, but for me it is 2023, right? So 2023 is a time when we there is some interesting work that has happened. I'm not saying we have stopped it, but we have deprioritized it to a certain extent. So that is where we are. uh, I think in terms of, if I say that biometric solution has been deprioritized and blockchain has been prioritized, that doesn't mean that we do not have solutions to propose to the Paris Olympics. So it was not just biometric. So it was primarily the blockchain, right? So our we'll still think of solutions which are based on decentralized identity, right? And it can be around management of flow of people in some shape or form who come to attend Olympics. It can be some such ideas. In simple terms, what I'm trying to say is that we have multiple implementation ideas, right? But the possibilities of actually showcasing them are now honestly limited, right? So we'll wait for some call where we can showcase such. We had a meeting, and the last meeting was still quite interesting, and we proposed a few things, and I think one of the solution that kind of resonated with the Olympics team was NFTs, right? So I have a feeling that there may be something we'll do in terms of NFTs for the Olympics. Is my gut feel, and that is something which is doable and probably kind of consumable without a lot of risk to the organizers also, because they need to be sure of the solution. So that is where we are with the Olympics. I touched upon briefly about biometrics device. So just to give you some more context, so we are performing some meaningful experiments based on the research that we have already published in our yellow paper, and there are patents around it. One must understand that this is a uncharted field, and hence experimentation phase is going to be very long. This is something no one has been able to crack thus far, that can you create a cryptographic key out of biometric information. No one has done that. So it is the experimentation is going to be long, and once the experimentation is done, then for me, implementation of the concept that qualifies our requirements, that should not take a long time. So right now we are in the experimentation phase. Once this phase is finished, that is almost that will guarantee a success and a clarity for me in going ahead. So that is where we are, the experimentation phase. But 2023 we are hopeful that we'll bring at least the first cut device to the market.
Thanks, Nilesh. That really does answers the question and provides clarity to the community. So coming to you now, Akshay, and the next question that came from the community was: once the mainnet is released, do you think people can create other tokens on the Archethic blockchain? Is there a possibility?
Yes. So the straight answer for that would be an absolute yes. The community, the users, the people can come, create, send, add any kind of tokens. So like in this case, you have just put as like what NFT tokens, both fungible and non-fungible. So yes. So like what coming to the background of this, background of this token mechanism is that, like if you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, so like what these are the standards of the blockchain today, right? And both Bitcoin and Ethereum have something called BIP and IP, like what respectively. So Bitcoin improvement proposal, and what Ethereum improvement proposal. Right? So like these proposals, like what present on the respective blockchains, like what basically over time they like what enhance, like by bringing in the new technologies happening like all over. So similarly with Archethic, we have done AEIP, where like it's called Archethic Improvement Proposal. So currently, this token standards is currently like in this AEIP proposal, where the community can directly interact with and provide feedback where necessary. So the answer, like the final answer, would be yes. Yeah, like the community can create tokens on Archethic.
And the link for this would be on GitHub, where the community can go and view it.
Yes. So the link to the GitHub will be in the description of this video.
Great. Thanks, Akshay. And now I'll come to you, Nilesh. And this is my last question to you. In terms of team size and team growth, where we are this year as compared to last year?
So we now have 8 developers in India compared to 3 last year. We have also grown the development team in France, and I'm very happy to announce that the last 2 recruitments in France were from our community. So very happy about it, that we hired people who are passionate and knowledgeable about the project, and they were already contributing meaningfully towards it. So today we are 8 in India, as I said, and I'm just talking of purely the pure development team in India. So that is 8, and as I said, France we added 2 more. For me, hiring from community, and since we are talking to the community, answering their questions, so this is my call out to the community, that hiring from community has been a fantastic experience for us. It is like a referral hiring in industry, and as you will all know, I mean, everyone in the technology industry prefers referral hiring. So it is almost like a kind of a, that someone is vouching for that person, right? And that provides credence to the capability of that person. And most of the time such hiring, people who are hired through this kind of channel uh, tend to become productive earlier than later. And we saw the same when we hired from our community. Both the developers are fantastic and doing great job. So this is a call out, that we are always on the lookout for good developers, and if they come from the community, it's like even better.
And since you are calling out the community, Akshay, I'll wind up this AMA by asking you a question that what are the skills that we look for when we hire developers? Are there any particular decentralized apps for which you are willing to recruit immediately or in the shorter run?
Yes. So like I'll touch on the same lines as to what Nilesh talked of. and I will briefly describe 3 points that would make a person eligible to start working with Archethic blockchain. So the first one, the first point is Archethic blockchain is a public blockchain, right? So like it's an open source public blockchain where the entire code is on GitHub, and anyone who has the right knowledge can come and contribute. Second is like the entire code of Archethic, the core protocol code, like is written in Erlang and Elixir. So if you're a well-known computer science guy, so like what you would understand that Erlang and Elixir is a rare commodity, and like only a few developers here and there know the language. And if you are one of them, do definitely approach. So it's a very interesting project. The third is if you have knowledge of the blockchain space and if you're keen in contributing and getting rewarded, so please do apply. So like these are the 3 ways where you can easily contribute to the Archethic blockchain. Coming to the DApps and like all the other queries related to that. So I just wanted to stress that for any project to be global or to scale to the next level, community is the key, and I cannot stress more like upon this. And the community would be critical, like to achieving that. And so very soon we are planning to directly reward the dev community. So like what in return to their contribution. And probably within the next few months, the foundation will release some challenges to the development community. And once these challenges are posted to the community, and the community can develop this, and once the development is accepted by the foundation, they are definitely directly rewarded. And this is a great way to like building the community and like taking the blockchain on a new scale of innovation. And yeah.
Great. I think this will be something very interesting that the developer community can look forward to in the coming months. And with this question, I think we have answered most of the questions that came for this AMA. And we will wind this up now. But thank you, Nilesh, and thank you, Akshay, for your time and for all the valuable insights that you've provided. As promised to our community by all 3 of us, that we will be back very soon again with another AMA. And in case you have any questions, any queries for this particular AMA, please do not hesitate to reach out to us on Telegram, or you can just drop a comment in the YouTube section once this video goes live. And we'll definitely get back to you with a response. Thank you. Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you, Akshay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.